September 17th, 1862, the day America wept. The whole nation stood numb, mumbling, trembling, broken. The land itself seemed to bleed, embraced in sorrow, stained in red. It was the blackest day in American history. Brother against brother, fathers against their own sons. Friends, neighbors, and countrymen all gave their blood for the soul of a nation. Sons were torn from their mother's embrace. Mothers prayed for their return. But the land was filled with corpses. Not hundreds, not thousands, but more than 22,000 in just 12 hours. And yet today, the modern world whispers of ghosts, saying Antietam, Sharpsburg, and Burnside's Bridge are haunted. But no, these fields are not haunted. They are hallowed. The innocent martyrs who laid down their lives did not seek recognition as phantoms. Their families carried the real haunting, the trauma, the grief, the empty chairs at the table. Many children grew up orphans, raised by missionaries, never again to hear their father's voice. The Bible says in Jeremiah 31 verse 15, "A voice is heard in Ramah, Rachel weeping for her children, and she will not be comforted, because they are no more." On that day, the whole nation wept. This story is not only written in history books, it is carved into the tears of families. From Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania, came Jeremiah "Jerry" Helms, only 16 years old, a drummer boy in the 50th Pennsylvania Volunteers. Often he set down his drum to shoulder a musket beside grown men. At Antietam, a bullet struck his head. For 7 days he lingered, bearing his pain with Christian courage, until he died. His grieving father carried his body home to Myerstown and laid him to rest, one of the youngest martyrs of Antietam. Another was George Dentzer, just 25, a railroader from Cressona. He fell at Burnside's Bridge. His mother and brother, through tears, brought him home and buried him in Cressona. 2 years later, his younger brother John was killed at Petersburg, and now the two brothers rest side by side. The Bible says in Psalm 55 verse 18, "He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me." These were not faceless soldiers. They were sons, brothers, beloved children of God, and their families bore the cross of sorrow so that a nation might live. Antietam was America's valley of the shadow of death. Yet even in its darkness, God was weaving a greater story of sacrifice, of freedom, and of eternal hope. We remember not just the thousands who fell, but every mother's tears, every father's grief, and every brother laid to rest beside his kin. For freedom is never free, and in their sacrifice, we see both the cost of war and the promise of eternity.